Okay, so in this video, I am going to talk to you about setting up a couple of things. So we are going to go through how to set up your Instagram feed. So there's a little section here for your Instagram feed. Nothing shows below this right now because it's actually not set up. I also wanted to go over this little section here, which is the custom banner space. You can change this to whatever you want. I might do this in this video or I might do it in another video. So first we're just going to start off with the Instagram feed. So to set up your Instagram feed, we're just going to go to your dashboard. So once that loads, you want to go scroll down to Qode options. So Qode options is where you have to go, and if you go here, you can either click on it or you can just scroll up to this word here, which is social, and click on that. And this brings you to all of the Qode options, but as you can see, we clicked on social, so that's the one that's selected. And I've already pre-selected some of these things, so you just want to scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you want to click this Connect with Instagram button. And once you've done that, it's gonna have you either, if you're not already logged into your Instagram on your computer, it will have you log into your Instagram on your computer. Now, I'm not going to click it because if I do, it's going to show my feed and not your feed, and it's a hassle to change it from one account to another. So I'm not going to click on it, but once you've done that and you've connected your Instagram feed, you want to select Save Changes, and then you should be able to see your Instagram feed. I believe it's the same thing with Twitter. If you did want to add your Twitter account as well, you can connect with Twitter. I've never done that one before because I don't really use Twitter, but you do have the option of connecting with Twitter and having your Twitter show up on your sidebar. So as you can see, we have a space here for the Instagram feed. If you do want to set up something for your Twitter as well, and when you do this, it's going to give you options for your Instagram feed. So I'll bring you into the widget section. So once you've done that and you've connected the accounts, you're going to go to Appearance, and then you're going to go to Widgets. And from here, you want to find your sidebars. So you have two areas that you need to edit. So you have sidebar and you have sidebar page. So you need to do the exact same thing for both of these in order for them to not only show up on your home page, but for them to also show up on your post. So as you can see, the sidebar on your home page is identical to the sidebar when you go into your posts. Now, if you only change one of these, then you will only get the changes on one of those pages. So it won't be on your main page and your post page. It'll only be on whichever one you change. So just keep in mind, when you do something on one, you want to do it on the other as well. So for the sidebar, we have categories, we have the latest post, which you had me change to older posts since we have it ascending, but you can change this to whatever you want. So you can change the number of posts it shows. So if you want it to show, let's say 10 posts instead, you can save that, and let's do it to both, because if we only do it to one, you're only going to see it on one. So we're going to change them both to 10 and press save. And we're going to refresh this. It should show up. And now you have 10 posts. So you could remember how in the last video I added a featured image for each one. You could do that, or you could have it showing less posts. So I'm going to change it back to 5 because that's what I had it set to initially. So change the sidebar page to 5, change the sidebar, main sidebar, to 5, and save it. And that is all for the sidebar. But again, you do have different options. You can do it by date, you can do it by title, and you can have it ascending or descending. So if you have it descending, it's going to show your latest post, so your newest post. But I set it to ascending because I thought it was a little redundant to have you know, your current post show on your main page, but then also have your current post show here when you can already see them on your main page because they're all here. So if I had it as descending, you would see these images on here instead of your older posts. So just a quick note about that, but that's how I have it set up, but it's up to you how you want to change it up. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention is Instagram widget. So this is the Instagram widget. There are no options there. There won't be any options there until you go in and add your Instagram account to it. But once you do, it's going to give you the options, a few options. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but you can play around with the options through here. And again, you want to save your changes once you've done them, and you want to do them on both so that they show up on not only your post page but also on your main blog page, your home page. And if you wanted to add any custom images or anything on the sidebar, as you can see here, it says custom banner space. You don't have to have that. You can remove it altogether, but that is how you can add like ad space. So, you know, if you want me to say, for instance, create, or you want to create a little banner or something that says, you know, advertise with us, contact me for advertising space or anything like that, you can let me know. I can create one for you, or you can create one yourself, or if you just want to put a picture here or anything there, you can, and you would do it by using a little bit of code and just putting it in there. That gets a little bit more complicated. For now, I'm just actually going to remove these because you don't need them right now, but you would just basically add a text box, which you grab from here. So these are all the widgets that you have available to you. So I'm going to remove this one because you don't have a custom banner right now, so I've removed it all together. And just in case you want to add your Twitter, let's go ahead and add your Twitter widget in there instead beneath your Instagram one, and you're able to call it my Twitter feed if you want. And use your ID, number of tweets, show time of tweets, yes or no, and you can put the tweets cache time if you want. So yeah, you would have to connect to your Twitter though, in order, just like how you connect to your Instagram, in order for anything to show up, because right now I believe it's not going to show anything. So I'll do the same thing, oops, not with that one, but with the Twitter feed, and we're going to add it to the other one, because remember, you have to add it in both. And so we're going to call this my Twitter feed and save it. And I guess you put your user ID, the number of tweets you want to show, and show tweet time, yes or no, and then cache time. So you can play around with that and play around with the sidebar if you want. There are other options here like a calendar or a call to action. It gets a little bit more complicated, but you know, if you have any ideas of what you would want put in this sidebar and you have any questions, just let me know. But that pretty much sums it up. So I'm going to refresh this so that you can see the changes that I've just made. See, so it says my Twitter feed. It seems that you haven't connected with your Twitter account, so you got to connect with your Twitter account for it to show up. And then your Instagram feed will show up here once you've connected that. So that pretty much sums it up. If you have any questions, you know what to do.